What's up everyone? Today we're going to be playing with one of the pets from the new update. The name of the pet is the Desert Train Frog, and it might just be one of the craziest pets that they have ever put into the game. So what does this pet do? First of all, it is a tier 2 pet, so you can find it very early on into your runs. You can even level up into it on turn 1 potentially. Speaking of frogs, by the way, we see a triple frog here. Not that we're going to take it, I just found it funny. But the ability of the Desert Train Frog is that it's going to be consuming one trumpet in order to transform into a faint pet at one tier higher than it currently is. So that would be a tier 3 pet. And when you level it up, it goes up a tier. So at level 3, the Desert Train Frog would potentially transform into a tier 5 faint pet. So that is absolutely crazy if you start thinking about it. Typically it's supposed to be a random pet, but if you make your pack in a very specific fashion and put only a single faint pet of the specific tier, you can actually force the spawn to be the same pet every time. So you can potentially get on turn 4 a Nyala on your team, you can get a wolf, you can get a Pixiu generating 3 gold for you every single turn. Or if we're going to be a little bit more realistic, as we find the frog right here and we're going to be putting a cherry on it, you can very conceivably get it up to level 2 on turn 3, and then you can put a cherry on it and all of a sudden it's spawning deers out of nowhere. It can even spawn stuff like turtle, it can spawn stuff like the tar, giving chili to your team. Chili on turn 3, as you can probably imagine, is absolutely broken. So yeah, a lot of potential for this pet. And another thing I really enjoy about it is that unlike the spider, it doesn't really fall off that much. If you get a level 3 Desert Train Frog summoning wolves over and over and you pivot into a summon team with like a turkey or a Spinosaurus, then you just have a generic wolf on your team and it's absolutely amazing. Not to mention the one extra trumpet giving you one extra summon. Here, for example, you can see us summoning a deer. I believe on some of the previous turns we managed to summon a bunch of weasels as well. By the way, if you enjoy what you're seeing right now, please consider subscribing. This is the first run that I am putting out on this pet, but I am intending to put out several more into the future because this really has some crazy potential. So please stay tuned for those as you subscribe. But in the meantime, we get a hedgehog, we wipe out the enemy, we win. Like absolutely insane potential. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. This is actually going so great right now. We get a level up with a blobfish and a Nyala. I think we're actually so powerful that we don't even need a Nyala, so maybe we can skip it or maybe we can take it next turn. For now we just focus on leveling up the Desert Train Frog as it is the star of the show for now, or we can just focus on getting a spider for another potential level up. As we said, we have some very good summons on tier 6, so I think we're going to be focusing on that. Primarily stuff like the Sabertooth and the Orca would be excellent level ups next turn, and of course the Spinosaurus would also be great, I think. So yeah, we're just going to hope to see some more Desert Train Frogs or a single spider. Unfortunately we find nothing, so we're falling off a little bit right here. But still the Desert Train Frog is summoning tier 4 units, the Stork is summoning tier 3 units. And I think we should be good to go still, as we get a melon, we get a level up on a hoopoe bird, we summon another hoopoe bird. Absolute decimation as we claim yet another victory, and we are finally on tier 5. So if we can manage to find a chocolate for the Desert Train Frog, that would be absolutely perfect, but instead we find Blobfish Pill, which is basically just as good, only 1 gold more expensive, but here we go, we take it anyway. We really want the level 3 as soon as we can get it, and we level up into a Spinosaurus as well. So now the build is fully online, the frog is level 3, so it can start summoning Nyalas and wolves. Maybe for that reason we should have put it a little bit further back, but as you can see it doesn't really matter and we get lucky with the Nyala summon anyway. So we continue to win. We're probably going to ditch the flying fish eventually, maybe after the spider. And we're going to focus on getting a level 2 Spinosaurus, which thankfully is happening on this turn because of the tofu. We level into an oyster and a behemoth combo, none of which are going to be really useful to us, so we're just going to take the 1 extra gold and hope to pivot into a more successful summon build next turn. Our opponent has a level 2 turkey with a level 3 sheep, which is kinda scary, but then again, we do have a level 2 Spinosaurus as well as the overpowered desert train frog. So we are doing great, as you can see, we win with ease. We're going to take another blobfish. Now that we have a level 2 Spinosaurus, we are very heavily incentivized to pill stuff on the team just because we get some stats as a result. So blobfish I think is a good pickup. We hop into another fight. Unless we get some good summons, unfortunately I feel like we're going to start falling off a little bit. We spawn a blobfish this time, which might potentially be the worst spawn out of the frog, but I guess it doesn't matter as we win anyway. But here we go, almost level 3 Spinosaurus. If we find the pill, we're going to be at level 3, or we can find just another chocolate or another copy, which we thankfully do find. Even yet another Spinosaurus in the shop, but I don't think we need that many. I think we just need a couple of summons at this point. Like, ditch the flying fish, ditch the blobfish. It's going to be kinda difficult to pill it now as we have a chocolate frozen in the shop. This looks like a team that would potentially defeat us, but we do get a level 2 Nyala, which is actually level 3, excuse me. And maybe we should be good enough to win, 26-26. Just barely we are losing by 1 HP and a mushroom. It's still no big deal though, as we are 2 trophies away from the final victory and we do still have 2 hearts remaining, so I think we're still in a very dominant position. As we find the saber-tooth right here, we can get it up to level 1.5. With a lucky pill we can even get it up to level 2. Instead we find yet another copy, so it seems like this pill won't happen to us unfortunately. No extra stats from the Spinosaurus. But I don't think we really need them. We have enough summons already and the quality just drastically went up with the second saber-tooth. Here I was contemplating a little bit about the tiger, but I don't think we have the space to put it in anywhere, so we're just going to send it. And hopefully this is good enough to win, as we summon a wolf, which with a level 3 Spinosaurus you can probably imagine is absolutely busted, and it gets us an easy win. And I believe we're coming up on the final turn as we finally find the pill. We're most likely not going to be getting that level 3 saber-tooth, but the little bit of stats that we do get I think are going to be highly relevant. +6, +9, a nice stat increase, and we do find an orca as well. I was thinking about potentially going for another pill with the tofu, but I don't think it's worth it, so we're just going to unfreeze it and call it a day. So I really hope you enjoyed this run, and if you did, I really hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care!